Hello, 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 and welcome back to Townframe. I'm Amy Greenbottle, and this is part 2 of our playthrough of this really cute puzzle game. So let's continue on. Right, if you remember in this game, we are helping people recreate their memories of their towns by following very cryptic clues, and it's a really good time. We just recently finished off with the twins over here, which was quite a cool puzzle because they actually interacted with each other. And if you haven't seen my previous video, I do suggest going to watch it because it is pretty cool, and all of these puzzles were quite fun to solve. All right, let's move on to this cute one with a rabbit though. Alice is here. Hello, I've heard that you can do magical things with towns. My mom recently told me that she used to visit a rabbit here in the town when she was young. She said they're always hid together underground. I think it's very strange to have a rabbit as a friend, but could you check if there really is such a rabbit living in our town? Interesting, so I need to find a rabbit underground. Oh, hello, what is that? Okay, water the trees, so 3 trees together and you water them, and then we find a couch? Wait, there's a couch over there. There's a what? Okay, let's make this into a tree. Let's bring some weather in. Can we make it rain? It did say 3 trees, so 3 trees is kind of right here. Because it shows 3 trees, and these 3 trees are together. Then the couch has a mystery rabbit on it. We found a bunny. There he is. It really is a bunny. How cute. I'll have to tell my mom about that. Maybe you can come and have tea with us sometime. You know, my dad really makes delicious tea. Oh, who doesn't like a good, delicious tea? All right, let's come up to this one next. Now, before you ask, yes, I am blind, and I wish I could hear the sounds of my hometown all at the same time again. We lived in the last house on the street, and every morning I walked up to the music store. The first house next to us was a restaurant, and then came the wonderful singing of the birds. And right after that, the office. I can still hear the ringing in my ears. So let's populate this town. All of these are going to need to be some sort of town building. But what do we have? We lived in the last house on the street, which I'm assuming is this one. And every morning I walked, maybe that's this one. And they walked up to the music store. The first house next to us was a restaurant, so we need to listen this time. That is this is an office, I think. That's a restaurant. Okay, so we need the pointy, let's see. This one is the restaurant. So walked up to the music store. The first house next to us was a restaurant. Then came the wonderful singing of the birds. Oh, that would be a tree then, wouldn't it? Okay. And after that, the office, which is the person talking. I would assume that's the office. And then we need a music store as the last one. Is that a music store? It's definitely quite musical, isn't it? Let's start from the beginning. We'll just go through all of them. That's the wrong button. This is the bike store, but she does say she can still hear the ringing in her ears. But that's definitely like a bike ringing. And the flat-housed one? Okay, that's the office. Oh yeah, we need that because it's right beside it. We've already done that one. This is, okay, that's the music-y one, but I think this is the hospital. Yeah, that's the hospital. And let's see. That one sounds very office-y. But we're not looking, wait a minute. Hold on, what was it? We lived in the last house on the street, and every morning I walked up to the music store. First house, all right, this has got to be the office. There we go. This has got to be not the office. What is this one going to be? That's the restaurant, we already knew that. What was this one? A bike store, oh my goodness, okay. Which one's a music store then? That's clearly a bike shop. That's clearly an office. Oh, that did something. What's this one? Okay, that it's saying is the music store. So I guess it's just her house that's left. Where does she live? Okay, there's just someone talking. That is, oh my goodness. Okay, how do I know what she lived in? That is not going to be it. That's the restaurant. That's the hospital. That's the office. I feel like it's going to be one of these little ones. Trees, office, music store. We lived in the last house on the street. And every morning I walked up to the music store. That's the music store. The first house next to us was a restaurant. Then came the wonderful singing of the birds. And then the office. I think it's just her house that we've got wrong. Is it the flat house? No. Okay. One of them is wrong, but I don't know which one. Maybe I will get a hint. You're about to use one of the hint tomatoes. The number of unlockable hints increases automatically after every 3 solved puzzles. So I have to activate the hint here. Did that do anything? Activate hint. Oh, now it's here. The middle mouse button. What is that? That was not a very helpful hint. Not going to lie. Was there a lot of breeze in the town? This feels like somewhere people could live. Someone's just chatting. Then there's a restaurant. What did this? It's the hill. Down. This thing. Up the hill, right? That's where it's gone. What is that? That's got to be the mouse, but it says the middle mouse button. But the middle mouse button doesn't do anything. I mean, what if because it definitely says like, we lived in the last house on the street and every morning I walked up to the music store. So up to the music store. That is up. Oh dear, I just regenerated the town. Oh, maybe we need to increase the radius. I didn't realize you could do that. Oh, interesting. Okay, now you can hear all the sounds at once. It's quite noisy. Goodness me. All right, good to know. I think the hint did actually show that big circle and I just ignored it. So that's on me maybe. Let's go to this mountain one. Mountain. Where is my photo of my lovely mountain town? Need to, like, the shape of the mountains photo. Where is it? Okay. Like the shape of a mountain. So maybe we need to do like short ones on the outs. Oh wait, hold on. There's two, right? So what if we did that one and then the second tall one and then the short one and then the same. Oh, that was correct. And second one and the short one, right? That's two mountains. Oh, wait, do we need a special tool? Ah, we needed an actual photo of it. Ah, the photo. Did you take that? You know, after my wife and I moved to the city, we kind of lost the original photo. So we wanted an actual photo and we hadn't bought that thing yet. Okay, there we go. Good thing it told us about that, I guess. And we're heading to this. Oh, there's the Rat King. Greetings, dear human. As you probably already heard, I was once king of this town. My throne room was in the highest building, which stood between the houses of my citizens. You could hear them crawling in the ground under their houses. Our little kingdom is also surrounded by dense forests. Oh, how wonderful it'd be to see that place again. All right, so the tallest building, my throne was in the highest building, which stood between the houses of my citizens. You could hear them crawling in the ground under their houses. Okay, let's do some little houses around here then. And then it said that it was like surrounded by dense forest and he needs to hear them. Okay, that's partially correct then. That's very noisy. My throne was built in the highest building, which stood between the houses of my... Maybe it's this one then? And make that one small? And then... do we make those ones also? Okay, and then we... oh, no. Then we hear them. Oh my gosh, it's so loud. You could hear them crawling in the grounds. Isn't any of this sound like crawling in the ground? What if we switch to these houses? I don't know what this house sounds like. There's a lot of noise happening here. It stood between the houses of my citizens. You could hear them crawling in the ground underneath their houses. Our little kingdom is also surrounded by dense forests. Is any of that dense forest? None of that feels particularly dense. Oop, that also needs to be a house. I mean, this one just needs to be tall. You could hear them beneath their houses. That's interesting. I don't think there's weather for this one. What could we possibly be missing? Could hear them crawling in the ground under their houses. I mean, that is strange. What if we had a mixture of houses? That doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Much less noisy. Aha, okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what we could be missing here. Maybe it's just between the houses? Ah, between the houses, not surrounded. Okay, got it there in the end. Goodness me. You have to be very, very literal, I think, with this. Right, what do we got there? Hey, you there. You look trustworthy. I have a little problem. Maybe you could help me with it. I need a photo of our town, but it has to have a smiling face. You know, with eyes, nose, and a mouth. My informer said that my brother hides the windmills behind a tree. You'll need them to do the job. I will, of course, pay you when you've taken a photo for me. Now get to work, but do it quietly. What? A face? What on earth is he talking about? Should we make these all trees first? That is not working. Whoa, what is this? Ground does weird things. Okay, clouds, are those going to be helpful? I don't think so. Where would we get a face from? We need a photo of our town, but it has to have a smiling face. Has to have a smiling face, you know, with eyes, nose, and a mouth. I feel like we need the train tracks then to like make a nice little face right here. It's so weird that the ground moves so much. Eyes, I mean, it's not, that is not particularly smiley. It's also looking for a windmill. Is that what he said? My informer said that my brother hides the windmill behind a tree. They'll need them to do the job. And I don't see a windmill behind any of these trees. Oh, I found the windmill. What is going on? Okay. Found a windmill by just like searching around. Now, what is this? What on earth is happening? Okay, is this making a happy face? Okay, let's see. Let's do a tall one on either side. This is definitely going to be the smile, right? Does that look like a smile? It does not really look like a smile, if I'm being very honest with you. Okay, and then nose and the eyes. Let's just move the wind a tiny bit this way. And then we're going to take a picture like that. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was a silly one. I didn't realize what was going on with that train track, but it makes perfect sense now. It always does when you get to the end of it. Oh, we've unlocked a whole lot. There are more here than I expected. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's a ripped something. Hey, I lived in this place as a child. Oh, it's deserty maybe? I still remember that on the east side of the tree, there was one of the smallest houses, and on the west side of the tree was exactly the same house. Our house was far to the west. It wasn't the biggest, and it was the only one with a flat roof. Could you take a photo of the phone? I can't remember what the rest of it looked like, but these old scraps of a photo here. Interesting. Okay, generate some houses. So we've got, oh my, okay, in the middle is that. Okay, that is correct. What did they say? She said that they only had our house was far to the west. It wasn't the biggest, and it was the only one with a flat roof. So it's not the biggest, and it's the only one with a flat roof. So we need the rest to be triangular. And let me see that picture again. Can't see anything on this side. These two look fairly tall, with this one being maybe a bit smaller. And maybe we make these. Wait, what did she say before though? I still remember that on the east side of the tree was one of the smallest houses. So that is this one. And on the west side of the tree was exactly the same house. Okay. Our house was far to the west. It wasn't the biggest, and it was the only one with a flat roof. Maybe we need to make that a bit smaller. Could you take me a photo of the town? So is that now correct? No, it doesn't seem like it. Those two look really tall, and I'm not sure about that one though. I mean, these all could be the same size. Oop, that's gotten worse actually. Oh no, because those two have to be the same. Interesting. Okay, that's the small house there. And then these two, I mean, they do look both very tall. They look taller than this one, but they could be the same size. So let's maybe make them the same size. No, that's gotten worse. So they do need to be the tallest ones, I think. That has gotten better. Maybe our house wasn't the smallest. It does have a flat roof though. And then we just need to take a photo of that. There we go. We've done it. Oh, that's fantastic. Now that I see the photo, I remember those days a bit more. I really miss the sunny afternoons that my friends and I sometimes spend under the tree. What a wonderful time. And paying us with 2 coins, I will take it. All right, off to the little island with a bat here. We've got Vivi. Good evening. I heard you were special. Could you do me a little favor and find my friend? She used to hide under the gate of our town, which looked like a castle from afar. There was also a high tower on each of the outer sides. Oh, and she also loves bathing in the moonlight. Okay, bathing in the moonlight. We don't have a moon. Yeah, we need to move the cloud to get the moonlight. So there we go. And now what? She used to hide under the gate of our town. Ooh, okay. Could that be a gate? Kind of looks like a gate, doesn't it? It has a gate-ish. It looks like a castle from afar. Oh, so maybe we need, there was also a high tower on each of the outer sides. Oh, looks like a castle from afar. A gate, you say? I mean, that is looking quite gate-like, isn't it? Or not? It's tricky because these two are up higher, so technically if you made these ones pointed, they would be a lot taller. But then it says there was also a high tower on each of the outer sides. Unless it's like way out here there was the high tower, and then this one could be more gate-like, although it says it looks like a castle from afar. What on earth does a castle look like from afar? I don't really know. It's not like that, I can tell you. Does that look like a gate? It does kind of look like a gate. Doesn't look like a castle though. Ooh, okay, that's looking quite castle-like. Maybe make these pointed. Oh, and then we need to find the friend. There we go, we found a cow. There she is, my Luna. You know, when I was a child, my parents gave me this cow to practice. To practice? But I refused and made friends with her instead. I've been vegan ever since. Who could jump at the neck of this beautiful cow like Luna? Okay, the cow's gonna jump over the moon. I mean, it does look like a gate. I can see the gate now. The 2 high towers, we just had to make it look more castle-like as a whole. Pretty cool. I liked that one. All right, we got an airplane here. I heard you could create miracles. I'd love to see my old airplane in the sky again. Our starting point was always between the forest and the canteen, where you could always hear people eating so loudly. We only flew when the wind was favorable, so we always waited for a takeoff boost from a tailwind. Okay, let's see about the wind to start. That's a tailwind. We need to generate some houses. So, starting point was always between the forest and the canteen, where you could always hear people eating, and a tailwind. I mean, I can never remember which way things are going. This could be the forest and then the canteen. I think it's this one. Hold on, I need to make this smaller. Smaller. I know, it is this one. How many houses do we need? And that's the canteen. So we always waited. Let's see, our starting point was always between the forest. That's the forest, and the canteen. That's the canteen. Unless we need just more forests. Don't know. Where you could always hear people eating so loudly. We only flew when the wind was favorable, so we always waited for a takeoff boost from the tailwind. We can certainly hear people eating. Unless the restaurant's actually supposed to be on this side, but I don't think so. Or down here, maybe. It's a tailwind. Do you fly into the wind or do you fly with the wind in an airplane? I honestly have no idea. I think you fly into the wind. Or ideally you'd fly into the wind, right? What's a tailwind? Tailwind would be pushing from behind, so you'd be going this way. Our starting point was always between the forest and the canteen. I mean, that does tell me the canteen sort of needs to be on one side. That doesn't mean we don't necessarily have any houses though, does it? Or do we have multiple canteens? There's a lot of places to eat over here. The wind is definitely going that way. We can hear the food. We've got the forest. Do we need to find the airplane? I don't think so. But at the same time, we haven't got any points for having the forest over here. Always between the forest and the canteen. This is a forest on this side, so maybe we just need trees down here and then restaurants on the other side. Okay, we've gotten closer. So the starting point is on the forest side because this has got the forest. Ah, there we go. Okay, we found the airplane. That's what we needed to do. That's incredible. You don't know how nice it is to see the good jet fly in the sky again. We really had a lot of good times, many highs, but also some lows. But together we got through it all. Here's a little reward for our effort. We're up to 14 coins. We still need another 11. All right, let's do one more over here. We've got, glad you're here. I need a special gift for someone. I met a photo from the day we first met. Oh, look, there's a shooting star. That's nice. We each lived in houses that were high up. One afternoon, we were both sitting on the roofs of our houses, which were not the highest either, and a shooting star was visible between us above the tree. Okay, let's generate. Okay, there's going to be a tree here. Not the tallest houses, but on the tops of the hills. And the shooting star was visible, but we need a photo. So we need it to be above the tree. That didn't work. Maybe we need to zoom in a bit more. Right there. Or right there. We each lived in houses that were high up. One afternoon, we were both sitting on the roofs of our houses, so they got to be at the flat roof, I would think, which were not the highest either. And a shooting, maybe they need to be lower? No, not the highest, but they're not the shortest. Between us above a tree. Okay, they're on tops of the hill. We each lived in a house that were high up. High up's on the hill, right? Surely. One afternoon, we were both sitting on the roofs of our houses, which were not the highest, and a shooting star was visible between us above a tree. We just need some more trees. I don't think it's going to hurt. It doesn't like when we have the flat houses. They're not the tallest houses. I mean, flat roofs make the most sense because you're sitting on the roof. The tree needs to be down the center here. So maybe we just need to take a really good picture. I somehow don't think so. Maybe we need to change the wind a bit. Does that help? Aha. Okay, we are directing the wind a tiny bit. Okay, I think maybe one. Let's just see. And aha, the shooting star was right in between the houses. Thank you so much. You know, this picture means a lot to us. The tree behind which the star falls was called the star tree by us. That's so nice. The day we started dating. Now we're a little bit older and I want to marry this person. Oh, good luck, Lewis. And thank you guys so much for watching a little bit more Townframe. We've still got quite a bit more to go. So at least one more episode. So I'll have to see you guys then. Have a great day. And I hope 2025 is off to a wonderful start for you. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.